how do you balance consuming the news, which can be really difficult, but it's also really important things that are affecting people, with being able to take care of yourself and still stay optimistic and stay hopeful?
It's funny, some of the healthiest people I know, they take screen time seriously. I was in the UK with a couple guys on tour, a couple musicians. I was speaking at their shows, and they're younger than me. And I remember they both had a 1 hour time limit on Instagram. And I was so impressed by that. And this is pre-pandemic, but they had just decided that an hour a day was healthy for them, keeping it under that. I have another friend that does 20 minutes a day, which is super impressive. But I guess what I'm getting at is I don't think there's a magic number that I can offer that's the same for everyone. And there's going to be different days and different weeks. But I think having some regulator as to how much we can take in so that it's not all day, every day. And some of that, I think beyond the numbers, we're going to have a sense of when we're overwhelmed and when it's too much and when we're exhausted or afraid or stressed out. But I think just knowing that we can't spend our whole lives or our whole days just staring at our phone or staring at the television. And so I think there's a lot of good information right now about whether it's, you call it doom scrolling, or just kind of this endless scrolling, whether we're looking for news or whether we're looking for nothing at all. We've just gotten in the habit of scrolling, you know? Um, but I think a lot of it is just coming up with boundaries, like that old fashioned word that we've all heard for years and years, but figuring out, what's healthy for me, how much should I take in. And I also think there's going to be different times, maybe during the election, for days following, we all took in the news because it was a big moment and we wanted to understand what was happening. But I think coming out of that, trying to adjust and just knowing, okay, I can't just look at my phone all day. Even for me, surfing has been healthy because it's one of the few times where I don't have my phone with me. Like, I'm just in the ocean and I don't wear a watch. So I'm like, it's kind of the closest I come to being unplugged, or I guess I am unplugged. But I think we all get to wrestle through that. The
Yeah,
Social Dilemma, I don't know if you saw that on Netflix, but
yeah, I watched it.
I feel like a lot of friends or people online made the comment that that really made them think twice about how much time they wanted to spend with their phone.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious, what kind of content do you consume? Is there anything you do to counterbalance kind of the negativity, whether it's podcasts or books or music?
Yeah, music for sure. Music is a definitely something I'm so thankful for. Um, I'm a total nerd when it comes to both basketball and surfing, so I actually read a lot about the worlds of basketball and surfing, and I love watching shows. I like movies too, but I feel like there's so many good shows these days, so that's just a great place to get lost in a story. And um, I think that's, you can take it too far. I don't want to watch shows all day every day, but I'm really it feels great to, and it can be different for different people, whether it's like a book that we get lost in, or a new show that we love, or a great movie. But yeah, I think we all have to come up with that list of the things that help us recharge, and like you said, help kind of counterbalance the news. Yeah. And I also think I've been mindful, maybe since, I don't know, the last month or so. Social Dilemma might have been part of it, but just just knowing I don't have to read every single thing on Twitter. I do keep an eye on the news, a pretty close eye, but just knowing, like, those minutes can quickly turn into hours, and just kind of stepping back and wondering, how else do I want to spend my time, and what could I be creating, instead of just always receiving or scrolling.
Yeah. With the news and also with the work that you do, is there ever a desire that you have almost to kind of disengage emotionally, to unplug from it?
Yeah, and I think some of that is healthy. Early on, in the early days of the organization, I would work at night and I would work on the weekends and I would work on holidays. And I think I felt like I had to carry the whole thing and keep it going. There was probably a lot of fear that it could end at any moment. We see so many things come and go. And I think now I feel a lot healthier, just in terms of, I don't know, I guess you could say work life balance, or boundaries. But um, for the most part, like nights and weekends and holidays, I'm not working. And so I think I've learned how to balance you know, it's not realistic, and it's probably not healthy to think about mental health, you know, every waking hour of the day. So I have to fill up on other things, and have other parts of life that I'm interested in and that I care about. And I also think just, you know, I want to create and communicate and write and speak. Those are communication forms. Some of that has to come from just living life, you know? So it's like, I also want to live a story that I believe in. I want kind of like the glass of water illustration, like it has to come from a real place. And so I think not just being so focused on like, how do I present to the world or on social media, but also just what real life am I living, and how can I share from real experiences.